From Tamil Nadu, let's now move to Kerala. That's the other state where you have assembly elections coming up in a few months from now. So let's take you through the projected vote and seat share numbers in this India Today Mood of the Nation opinion poll for the state of Kerala. Remember, I'm holding West Bengal back just for a while. So here is Kerala now. The BJP's vote share, remember this again is in the Lok Sabha context, not in the assembly context, expected to increase 7% from 17 to 24. That's a pretty substantial jump. The LDF's vote share expected to come down from 32 to 30. So just 6% separating in this Mood of the Nation poll, the LDF from the BJP. But the victor seems to be the UDF, slipping though just slightly from 43 to 42. But given the fact that you got the left and the right so badly divided, the Congress, which comes up somewhere in the middle, is in front position to form the next government. Let's look at how this converts into seats. But let's also not forget at the same time that the Congress has the unique ability of finding a goal which is completely empty, and instead of hitting the ball into the goal, finding some way of hitting it out of the goal. Here is what the seat share numbers look like at this moment. The BJP project to get between 0 and 2, the Congress between 16 and 18, and the LDF 1. Rajdeep is itching to come in to contest what I'm saying. No, because we saw this in Haryana.
I was in Kerala just a few days ago. These numbers are not going to hold in a Vidhan Sabha. And that's why I believe MOTN for Vidhan Sabha is misleading. I'm sorry to say that with Yashwant here. But, you know, because it's a very competitive race. In fact, senior journalists that I had a lovely Kerala dinner with have had bets with me. They say, half of them said Vijayan will actually come back a third time. Half of them said the Congress is on its way back. So it's a very split vote. This shows it's one-sided because traditionally now we've seen in the last few elections, the Congress dominates Lok Sabha. You've got Rahul Gandhi, Priyanka Gandhi Vadra all contesting there. The moment you go to Vidhan Sabha, we've seen Vijayan do what no other chief minister had done for 30 years, break anti-incumbency. I'm trying to understand this, Rahul Verma. Is it that there are certain states where people look at a national election very, very differently to a state election, and maybe Kerala is one of them, much more competitive in the Vidhan Sabha, the left cadres versus the Congress cadres? No, and the Congress is badly factionalized there.
See, definitely there are some
We counted 12 chief ministers or potential chief ministers of the Congress, but go ahead, including Shashi Tharoor.
So, Kerala is definitely one of those states in last decade where Congress party has done relatively well during Lok Sabha, while left basically continuing to hold its position in assembly
At least the last decade.
Yeah, at least the last decade. And so, and this split voting thing happens because of multiple reasons. It also depends on what is the nature of party competition. Because people think that left is not a serious player for the national politics, they are going to largely side with the UDF or the Congress-led government.
The same voter.
Same voter, but not everyone, but even a chunk shifting changes everything, right? Like 4 to 5% voters shifting, then seat conversion is very different. So I think Kerala, you are absolutely right, and even I don't think Yashwant C voter is trying to say that this is what the assembly election projection.
No, but how does it impact, Manisha Prem, in your view, the psyche of the Congress worker? Given what happened first in Haryana and then in Maharashtra, 2 state assembly elections set up for the Congress to win, and the fact that they didn't win, particularly in Haryana, how does that impact a state like Kerala, which the Congress really ought to win? But now within the Congress and outside, no one quite certain of whether they'll hit the ball into an empty goal or whether they'll hit it outside.
So I spent a week in the first week of January in Kerala, and in the thick of politics. Lots of charges on the ruling LDF, and the person on the street, everybody's an intellectual there, especially in the university. They'll tell you lots of charges, including of corruption on the LDF. But you try and come to the ground, you will find the LDF cadres will tell you that the Congress cadres are so weak, and the fact that the Congress is not able to pull its punches in the center is looked at with disappointment. So the Congress's non-performance in the center becomes an issue on the ground. Many people in the left and in the UDF talk about the fact that if there is anti-incumbency on Pinarayi Vijayan, maybe Shailaja teacher comes in, she brings in the woman voter and the OBC face. So Kerala is in a flux, but that flux is largely contained with the LDF in a dominant position. The critique is out there, but much of the critique comes from, the Nayars, for example, who talk about a certain leaning towards the Muslim minorities, but they will not go and vote the BJP, they'll go and vote the Congress at the end. So much of the criticism is out there in the streets, very lively political public sphere, but will be contained with a left in the dominant position and the Congress out there. There are programs where they'll keep telling you, oh, both Shashi Tharoor and Vijayan will come to inaugurate this. And, Pinarayi Vijayan's dogs will come and stiff the stage. But towards the end, you'll find Shashi Tharoor sitting on the stage and Pinarayi Vijayan won't turn up. And you try and find out the real reasons. They'll say, no, Congress and LDF come together regularly, we do. But the fact is, they use every opportunity to bring the other party down. It's a very lively political sphere. But the BJP is clearly nowhere there on the horizon.
But don't rule out the BJP. The one thing in that dinner was a lot of people are attracted to the BJP in Kerala. It's not going to change in a Vidhan Sabha election just yet. But if I were to crystal ball gaze 10 years from now, I do believe that the BJP is slowly growing in Kerala. And it will require one of these two fronts to decline.
Please try to understand.
There are these two powerful fronts. One declines, the BJP will capture the space.
Please try to understand. 15 years back, we were discussing the same thing as far as BJP in Tripura or BJP in West Bengal was concerned. All right. Now, the question is, there is a threshold in your vote share. Once you start crossing that threshold, which BJP in Lok Sabha intention is pretty close to that. I mean, honestly speaking, almost touching 25% in the Lok Sabha intent. Of course, in Vidhan Sabha intent, it is different. I'm not saying it is not. But the question is, the left vote shifting to the BJP. We have seen this story. We have seen these episodes in West Bengal. We have seen this in Tripura, because left for all practical matter happens to be the Hindu party of Kerala at this point of time.
Okay.
No, and just
so we'll slip into a quick break right now.
One quick point. If you look at since you mentioned religion, if you look at the religious breakup, it's almost one-third Christian, one-third Muslim, one-third Hindu. That battle has to be overcome by the BJP. It's still seen largely as a Hindutva party. How does it unite the Christians? It got some support as a kind of a tactical support, but when it comes to an assembly elections, there are going to be vastly different factors.